Daniel Cormier is fuming, and honestly, who can blame him? Jon Jones just said something absolutely wild. He claimed that if he had fought Cormier at heavyweight, he would have beaten him even worse than he did at light heavyweight. Yes, you heard that right. Jones was talking like he's invincible. He said, peak Bones versus peak DC at heavyweight. And it didn't stop there. Jones kept going, saying his speed has carried over to heavyweight, but Cormier's hasn't. He said he kicks harder now, and yeah, DC might punch harder at heavyweight, but he claimed his kicks were more dangerous. He even brought up that fight, their infamous rematch, when he landed that brutal head kick and knocked Cormier out cold. That was a devastating moment for DC, and now Jon is just out here throwing salt on old wounds. Of course, Cormier had to fire back. And boy, he did. During an ESPN promo for the new season of The Ultimate Fighter, DC clapped back hard. He was shaking his head in disbelief and said, Jon Jones is out of his mind. He reminded fans that when he was still an active fighter, Jon refused to fight him at heavyweight. DC said, that was my division, my strength, my home. And now that I'm retired and 46, playing golf in my free time, now he's talking like this? Come on, man. And DC didn't just stop there. He reminded everyone, this is the same Jon Jones who said, back when I was still fighting, that he wouldn't face me at heavyweight because it would give me the advantage. He called it straight up silly and said the rivalry is dead to him. But Jon Jones bringing it back out of nowhere like this? It's weird. And the facts back Cormier up. In 2019, Jon said openly that it didn't make sense to fight Cormier at heavyweight. He said, I think my greatest chance of losing would be to a guy like DC if I gave him a power and strength advantage. That's just being realistic. So now, Jon's trying to rewrite history? DC and the fans aren't having it. Now for our second story, and trust us, this one has fans going crazy. Kamaru Usman just said he's open to fighting Islam Makhachev in a super fight. Yes, you read that right. Imagine it, the former welterweight king versus the current lightweight champ. Two legends, both at the top of their games. On his Pound for Pound podcast, Usman got real. He hinted that if both of them win their upcoming fights, the door is wide open for that dream fight to happen. Usman said that fight would be huge. It's one of those matchups that gets the whole world talking. But he also said he has deep respect for Islam and his team, especially Khabib. I love those guys. I've got nothing but respect for them. And still, Usman made it clear, if the opportunity is right, if the business is good, he's in. He even said friends make friends rich, right? And fans loved that line. Both fighters are known for their relentless pressure and championship mindsets. And to see them in the octagon together, it would be one for the ages. So, is it happening? That depends on how things play out in their next fights. But now that Usman's put it out there, the whole MMA world is watching. Next up, let's talk about the Jon Jones versus Tom Aspinall drama. Tom recently said on a podcast that he had a big meeting lined up with the UFC to discuss a potential fight with Jon Jones. Fans went nuts. The excitement was off the charts. The UFC even teased a major announcement from Dana White later that day. Fans held their breath, hoping we'd finally get confirmation. And yes, Dana did speak. While he didn't give us a date, he made one thing crystal clear. Jon Jones versus Tom Aspinall, it will happen. Just relax. I'll announce it soon, but not everyone's happy about the delay. Heavyweight contender Curtis Blades was not holding back. He said straight up, Jon Jones should be stripped, period. Oof. His frustration is real. With Jones out because of injury, the whole division feels like it's on hold. Rudstock waiting. Reporters like Aaron Bronstetter and Damon Martin believe the fight will likely happen in October or November, possibly at Madison Square Garden. That's right, Jon Jones' home turf. It could even be his last fight ever. And if that's true, then a final clash against a beast like Aspinall would be the perfect ending to his legendary career. Now, all we can do is wait. Now this is huge. Dana White has finally confirmed that Charles Oliveira will face Ilia Topuria for the vacant lightweight title. Topuria didn't waste a second. He jumped on social media and declared, June 28th, I'm going to be the lightweight champion. Sorry, Charles, I'm just chasing my dream. He also threw a little shade at Islam Makhachev, hinting that Islam ran away from this fight. And now everyone wanted to know, what would Charles Oliveira say? Well, Charles kept it cool, but determined. He said, I'm not focused on the trash talk. I trust my team. They're already breaking down Topuria's game. "I'm preparing to go all in," and you could feel it in his voice. This fight means everything to him. He said, "I know what I bring, my striking, my grappling, my pressure. This isn't just another fight, it's personal. I've got a promise to fulfill and I'm going for that belt." After losing his title and watching the chaos unfold in the division, Oliveira wants his crown back, and on June 28th, he's ready to go to war. Let's move on to a spicy twist in the lightweight division. Ali Abdelaziz, the manager of Islam Makhachev, is making it very clear. Islam never lost his belt. Islam is still the lightweight champion. Even though Dana White recently announced that Islam would be moving up to welterweight to fight Jack Della Maddalena, Ali says don't get it twisted. Islam is chasing 2 belts, not leaving one behind. In a passionate interview with MMA Junkie, Ali went off. He said if Bilal had won, Islam wouldn't have moved up. But now that Jack Della won, it's on. Islam has beaten everyone at lightweight: Dan Hooker, Arman Tsarukyan, Charles Oliveira. 15 straight wins, 9 finishes in his last 10 fights. He was hyped up and added, "Nobody is doing what Islam is doing in any division. He's knocking people out, finishing them with head kicks. Just dominate." He said Dana White and Hunter Campbell told him this personally and their word is gold. Ali's belief? Islam will walk out of this year with 2 belts on his shoulders. Just like Khabib was champion when he retired, Islam will stay the king of lightweight while conquering welterweight too. Now let's talk about a huge letdown for fans looking forward to UFC 316. One of the most anticipated fights on the main card has been cancelled and fans are feeling the blow. Marlon Chito Vera has officially pulled out of his bantamweight fight with Mario Bautista. The first to break the news was Magic MMA Bets on X, formerly Twitter, and it was later confirmed by Mike Heck of MMA Fighting. Right now, there's no official reason given, no word on injury or illness, and that's just adding to the confusion. Even worse, the UFC hasn't announced a replacement. No one's been confirmed to step in for Vera, so at this point, Bautista might not even get to fight at all on this card. That's a huge problem because Vera vs Bautista was the only other bantamweight fight on the main card. It was a big one, especially as a backup in case anything went wrong with the main event between Sean O'Malley and Merab Dvalishvili. With Vera out, that safety net is gone. Now the UFC is scrambling, trying to figure out if they can get someone good enough to replace Chito or if they'll have to scrap Bautista's fight completely. And fans? Yeah, they're starting to doubt the strength of this entire card now. Vera brings star power. Bautista had momentum. Together, it was a matchup people were genuinely excited for. Now that it's gone, the pressure's on Dana White and the UFC. Can they save this card in time? Right now, the UFC world is buzzing with a mix of excitement, confusion, and a little chaos. We've got Jon Jones throwing shade at Daniel Cormier trying to rewrite history, Kamaru Usman saying he's ready for Islam Makhachev, Aspinall versus Jones heating up but with no date in sight, Charles Oliveira versus Ilia Topuria, finally official, Ali Abdelaziz insisting Islam never lost his title, and now a major UFC 316 fight scrapped last minute. That's a lot happening at once. It feels like everything is hanging by a thread. Titles, rankings, future matchups. Everyone's holding their breath. Who will Islam fight next? Will Jon Jones really come back and fight Aspinall, or will injury force him to retire? Can Oliveira reclaim his throne, or will Topuria shock the world? Will the UFC fix the 316 card, or are we watching a PPV fall apart? One thing is for sure, the next few weeks are going to be wild. Final message to fans, MMA fans, you're in for a roller coaster. The stories unfolding right now are some of the biggest we've seen in a long time, and no matter which fight you're rooting for, one thing's clear, the future of multiple divisions is being decided right now. So keep watching, stay locked in, because the next announcements could change everything. Let us know in the comments, who do you want to see Jon Jones fight next? Should Islam still be considered the lightweight champ? And who wins, Charles or Ilia?